Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm playing a little bit of 5L Zoom, just something for a bit of a change really. Playing in the national finals on Sunday in Leeds as well, so wish me luck for that one. We're just going to play a little bit of this, talk through what we're doing, why we're doing it, and go from there. So we're going to ISO this, probably full to a 4-bet. We'll bump this up to 4 bigs. And this guy's 3-betting 9%. I think we can call this in position. And dreadful flop. We'll just be folding to more or less any bet really. Even if we hit a jack, if he's got any ace queen, ace 10, ace king, we're screwed. So we'll just be folding. Not a lot we can do there with pocket nines. Even his bluffs like ace 5 suited and raggy suited aces, we're not doing very well against either. And he can obviously have ace jack suited and offsuit there as well, so we're pretty knackered on that flop. I've got the auto fold set up for just trash, so if you see tables flick straight off, that is why. Ace 8 will call, unless there's a 3-bet in front of us. And if you bet, I think we can raise, a small raise. And with the pair and the flush draw, I don't see the point in betting here. Might as well check this back. And most definitely call. And we should be good here unless he has ace queen. I think ace queen would have bet larger. I think we're probably better off betting out here. The queen 10 we would have opened, but we'll just fold it versus an open. Even multi-way this for one big blind, I'm just going to fold. It's not worth getting into bother with. And we'll most definitely call this. We can consider 3-betting it, but I think we'll just flat. And quite happy to check this back. He must have, I'm guessing, some sort of showdown value, no draw, so he may have 6 pocket 5s, pocket 4. I don't think a bet on a 2 is going to take it down. So I expect we'll lose to a small pair. I'm going to fire a bet out on the 9. And we'll flat the 9-10 suited. Okie dokie. And in position against the 25% 3-better, we'll definitely flat this. We hit 2 pairs. How do we play it? He's gone half pot. I think we just flat. Don't want to see a heart. I think when he checks with a double flush draw out there, we're probably best off just jamming. I think any heart, if he's got 2 hearts or 2 diamonds, he's going to call anyway. Looks very bluffy from us if he's got an overpair. I have no ace, please deal it. I will explode if he rivers an ace here. Champion. I wasn't expecting getting called by that, to be honest with you, but I think jamming there on the turn's pretty good. There's a lot of draws would probably call, and plus he can check back his overpairs to try and get us to bluff it off anyway. So I'm fairly happy with that. Ace 9 off. I don't like to call with it, but I don't mind a 3-bet. But I don't think with these guys behind it's a good idea. And we've missed it out anyway. So let's have a look at this guy. 13% 3-bet. We're in position against a wide 3-better. I don't mind a call. We won't be continuing once he bets, especially when he jams. Easy, straightforward fold. And I think we go for a raise against the small blind with this. We will flat it against an under the gun open unless someone else calls. I don't mind flattening this heads up. And 2 pair, which is obviously great. We definitely want to raise here. Ace King's never folding. Hopefully he doesn't have pocket 2s. We'll just get it in. We'll just go with it. Chicken out. It's a good job we did. I had a bad feeling there when I saw that turn card. And this one check to, I don't ever see him checking a king back here. Middle pair good enough to bet? Probably. We'll go for a small bet, see if we can take it down. He'll obviously call with any king X. He's got clubs as well that he will call with. If he's got ace of clubs, ace X of clubs, we're pretty dead here. So we'll just check. And we're super dead now. We'll just fold. I don't normally cash out, but sometimes if you get a bad feeling in your gut, it's probably worth cashing out, much like I got in that scenario. We're going to flat again against an earlier position raise. He's quite tight as well, so I don't mind just flattening. This we're going to squeeze though. We don't want to get in with 2 callers. And against that size, we have the ace of clubs, so we could probably call 1. And get nowhere. If we saw a club on the turn, we could have raised here, but I think we just give up at this point. This we might as well fold, because if you're out of position, which we will be to at least 2 people, it's really difficult to realise your equity. So you just pretty much, we're just trying to flop 2 pair really at that point. And we'll just play tight and fold. Not a bad holding. Most definitely open this. And we'll just go for a small C bet. happy to take that down. And we'll open the ace-9 suited and we'll flat the pocket threes. We're just trying to hit the set, which we don't. And we're pretty much going to fold. When he checks to us though, I'm going to pop a small half pot bet out and try and take this down. Stuff like 7-8 is going to fold, 8-9, 9-10, and I think we're going to go for a small bet again. Missed diamonds, Jack 10, Queen Jack should all fold, or we just check it back as we beat them anyway. Let's see what he does. Yes, it is. I can't believe he didn't bet that. We'll open this and we'll open the king queen off. This guy's fairly, he only played a handful of hands, and this guy is, I'd rather 4-bet this than call with it. I think I'm going to fold that one. I think I'm going to fold this king queen off as well. It's either a 4-bet or a fold. If we were a bit later, I would have 4-bet it, but these should be fairly tight, these 3-betting range against an early position open. So we'll just fold that one. I'm definitely not calling with it. Just doesn't play very well at all. This against this guy will probably 3-bet it as a bluff, and this guy as well. This guy, he is pretty loose. I think I'm going to flat this, and then if he flats, if we hit a 4, we're quite deep. Um, 3%, yeah, we'll fold. What's your 4 come? Never mind. Where are we at here? This is going to get half pot. And we're not going to get anything to fold now, so we're just going to give up. That's literally the only hand we beat. We'll more than likely be calling a 3-bet with a Queen Jack suited. I'm definitely in position. And on this paired board, there's not a great deal to call us, so we're just going to go really, really small. We're trying to keep in like any suited aces there were backdoor draws really. Like ace 4 diamonds, stuff like that. We'll be folding here because if we flat this, expecting him to call to try and flop a 3 and win a big pot, we're more than likely going to see him jam over the top, so we'll just be folding that one. And if you think about it, the under the gun raise is supposed to be a tight raising range, so a 3-betting range against a tight raising range. I know we're playing 5-L, but it should be tight. It should be a strong range. And I don't mind this as a bluff. I'll raise it. Out of position, I'm just going to check and give up with this. Just give up. That's not a good flop for us at all. To c-bet on. He's got lots of suited connectors, jack queens, jack 10s, 9 10s, 8 9s, which are never ever going to fold to a bet there. So we tried to pinch it and we didn't get there. These two are fairly tight, so we'll try and steal with the 5-3 suited. And then we'll just pop a small c-bet out. We've got a little bit of backdoor stuff going on. Even against the one big blind raise, we're just going to fold this. Save us getting in any bother with a 2-pair, didn't know. In theory, you can call there for a blind, but we're just going to play it tight and simple. Every now and again we'll miss out on a 2-pair job, but never mind. This I'm going to flat. It's the only position we're going to call from the button and the big blind. See what he does. We're pretty much going to fold. I don't see anything but an ace betting. There's no draws there, so we'll just fold. And again, we're just going to small c-bet on the ace high board. We've got some backdoor stuff we can barrel on. 7 or club, we will fire off. I prefer the smaller bets on the Russian cash tables rather than the half pot because everyone's pretty much nit farming. All of the winning players here are just nut farmers, absolute nits. So you don't need to go big; they'll fold if they've got nothing. This one, I'm going to 4-bet as this guy's got quite a wide 3-betting frequency, and we'll bump it up to 21. And should we face a jam, we will fold. We don't really want to call there because our man can re-jam over the top if we call with stuff like 10s and jacks. And obviously if we 4-bet, it looks super, super strong. I really don't like flat call and 3-bets because it gives you range away. You're pretty much capped to sort of like jacks really. And then ace queen and ace king. This one is probably a good one to check raise. I don't ever see him checking back his hearts, but he could have hit a 10. And I think we're going to flat this king 9 suited as well. We'll flop the nuts. Marvellous. I'm going to call a small bet. 6 spades would be great. I think we just raise this straight away. There's no point in slow playing. Probably play for another 5 and then call it a day. So this guy is very, very loose. This should be a really strong range. I'm going to raise against that and see what happens. And this I'm going to fold. I think we just check back. I don't see what we beat. Like what would donk out and call a raise. Ace 5, 4, 5, probably wants to get it in. I don't think we can bet for value really. Ace jack, right. As if he's donked out with that and then called. Got there on the river. Anyway. Pretty much think we should probably bet bigger here. Pocket 2s will open. And this guy, everybody's got a 10% 3-bet. We'll just fold. I know we're a bit deeper, but pocket 2 is not much good there. Just be patient against players like that. They will come a cropper 3-betting you every now and again. You've just got to be patient. Wait till you've got a really good hand and fire it in. We'll fold that. This guy's fairly tight and this guy's a little bit wider. I think we definitely want to bump this up to 20 and then fold to a jam. Out of position, I think we just go really small and then fold if he raises. I think he's got jacks or something like that, maybe 10s. I don't think there's any point in betting. Don't think we're going to fold anything. We're just going to fold that. So flat calling a 4-bet. It's jacks, queens, kings, really slow played aces, but I don't think I've ever, very rarely ever seen that at 5-L. We're getting 3-bet every hand we open, more or less, at the minute. The only other hand we could be chopping with ace king, but that's about it really. And the queens, we won't want to get it in, but we may have to get it in. And I don't think we need to go big. Do we go half pot? Get called by 9s and 10s. And the spade draw. So we're based most of our decisions when we've been playing today on the pre-flop stats of the opponents. Deciding whether we're going to call 3-bets based on their 3-bet percentage. So like this guy here with a 23%, he'd be a good candidate to 4-bet against. A lot wider than you normally would, because his 3-bets are so wide. This guy is pretty loose opener. I think we might use this as a 3-bet candidate against such a wide opening range. We're in position as well, so we can just follow it up with a C-bet. Doesn't have to be a large one. And go small here. We do block 9-10 of clubs, and I think we're probably best off checking back or betting small again. And then we'll just check it back. We probably could have bet river there, but the good possibilities. If he had a 10, he should have raised really on the turn if he had a 10, so we probably should have bet that river really small. I don't think we'd have got called by much, like, but if you think about it, he can't really have any kings there, really. He shouldn't really have any kings there. A little bit more thought might have been beneficial, just putting a small bet out. And I think that'll just about do it. We'll play this king jack and then we'll call it a day. And ace high board, I'm just going to check this back. And we'll most definitely be calling a bet. And I don't think there's any point in betting here. He probably doesn't have an ace, and I think any clubs would have bet out. So we'll just check it back. And really small bet to try and get called by a king, but he probably doesn't have one. And this guy will flat this 20% 3-bet. Not the greatest flop in the world. Probably gonna have to fold, really. He's so wide. Yeah, we'll just fold. pop a small bet out. And I'm not too sure what size to go here. An ace is probably going to call a large bet if he's checked back an ace. And I think that'll do. Steady away with 100 big blinds up, so fairly good session. We've played about 500 hands across the two tables in half an hour. So thanks for watching that one. Just steady away, nothing too crazy, and wish me luck for the national final in Leeds on Sunday. I'll try and record some footage while I'm there and then get it uploaded when I get back. Final 5 places get a ticket to Vegas. So if we do a repeat of what I did in Newcastle, hopefully we'll win a ticket to get away. So thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you probably after I've played on Sunday. Will be the next time I upload. So see you then. Wish me luck.